Narendra Modi. Let me go across to our guests who are joining us on the Super Saturday debate. Shehzad, Poonawala, spokesperson of the BJP. Swapnil Kothari, lawyer, joining us. Ajay Umart, senior journalist. And Touseef Ahmed Khan, advocate and political analyst, also joining us. Shehzad, I'll start with you first. Pretty damning findings this in the SIT, but you heard from the Congress's spokesperson, Mr. Kheda, a moment ago. He is saying that all of this is being done just before the Gujarat election.
You see, whatever has been disclosed by the SIT, if I was to summarize it, Zaka, it becomes that Congress and Sonia were the mukhya kirdar. Miss Teesta Setalvad was the kalakar and Ahmed Patel was merely the sutradhar. He was the Mohra, but behind the Mohra, the hand was of Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. And there was a 4D conspiracy. The conspiracy to defame the people of Gujarat, the conspiracy to divide the people of India on communal lines, the conspiracy to destabilize the Gujarat government and elected government, and the conspiracy to dismiss the Gujarat government. And this 4D conspiracy was done by 2G, one Rahul Ji and one Sonia Ji. And it is not just the SIT. The SIT has made a submission before the court. But here is what the Supreme Court has said. For 16 years, the pot was kept boiling to sensationalize and politicize. It was a nexus of people like Setalvad, Sanjeev Bhatt and R.B. Shri Kumar who fabricated evidence. They tutored witnesses. They emotionally exploited Zakia Jafri. That this was a vindictive persuasion. Therefore, I call it not public interest litigation. It was a paisa interest litigation. 30 lakhs was exchanged. It was a prayojit interest litigation. There was Padma Shri being rewarded. There was talk of Rajya Sabha. And it was an entire political interest litigation only done to target Narendra Modi. But in the attempt to target Narendra Modi ji, they targeted the people of Gujarat. And therefore, today, Congress party is so ashamed they are not even coming on TV panels.
No, so I want to make that official that the Congress party has said that they are not going to be taking part in debates on this issue. But I want to go across to Touseef Ahmed Khan. Touseef, look at what the SIT is saying, and I'll read from it. The political objective of the applicant, in this case Teesta Setalvad, while enacting this larger conspiracy, was the dismissal or the destabilization of the elected government of Gujarat by hook or crook, for which the applicant had obtained illegal financial as well as other benefits from the rival political party in lieu of her attempts to wrongly implicate many persons, including then Chief Minister of Gujarat. It can't be more damning than this.
Zaka, the charge is that BJP state government of Gujarat was under threat and that there was an attempt to destabilize or dismiss that government. But we all saw that post Godhra, none of the BJP government fell. There was no destabilization, there was no dismissal of BJP government post Godhra. But BJP, on the contrary, is responsible for the horse trading, for destabilizing, for dismissing governments, elected governments in Maharashtra, in Madhya Pradesh, in Karnataka, and they are carrying on with their attempt.
Touseef, that's a different. That's a different matter altogether. I'm asking a simple question. The SIT is saying, and you're free to dismiss those claims, but the SIT is saying that there were multiple meetings that Setalvad had with Congress leader Ahmed Patel, including in Ahmedabad. She was first given 5 lakh rupees in the first instance by one witness on the instructions of Mr. Patel, and subsequently she was given 25 lakh rupees. Now, I want to know, what is your position on this?
No, the BJP must clarify where did they get all the money from to put those MLAs they took away from Maharashtra. They were lodged in Assam 5-star hotel. Where were they getting all these money from?
But Touseef, what has that got to do with Teesta Setalvad?
And
what has that got to do with what has that got to do with the money that allegedly was paid off to Teesta Setalvad by Ahmed Patel?
Because these are all concocted, fabricated, manufactured theories that BJP themselves are doing in practice, and then using this practical experience to concoct a story and to blame Teesta Setalvad.
For what?
And
For
come
what?
up with these
What
materials.
do they gain out of it? Anyway, Swapnil Kothari, I want to read one more portion of that affidavit that's been filed. This is from the SIT. This is in her bail matter. It says, and I quote,
and the SIT chief was rewarded.
That is a different SIT.
Chief,
that's a different SIT.
If
That is
SIT
the Supreme
chief
Court
was
appointed
rewarded
SIT.
with a
Mr.
written
Raghavan, the former
assignment.
CBI director, was the head of that SIT. This is a different SIT.
Yes, one who gave the clean sheet to the so-called chief minister.
Let's have our facts at least correct. That's a different SIT. This is a different one. But let me read
No,
this, Swapnil.
Swapnil,
Once again, Touseef, please, I'm lowering your feeder. Swapnil. 2 days later, in a meeting conducted in the Government Circuit House in Shahi Bagh between late Shri Ahmed Patel and applicant Teesta, by the said witness, had handed over 25 lakh rupees more to the applicant on the instructions of late Ahmed Patel. Now, here is the interesting part. This cash money was given to the applicant. It was not part of any relief related because all relief material was coming through a centralized Gujarat Relief Committee. So then why was Setalvad getting this amount of money as is being alleged by the SIT?
Well, Zaka, the answer is very clear. Obviously, there was some ulterior motive behind giving this huge amount of cash to Teesta Setalvad. And if the prosecution proves that this was actually the case with appropriate witnesses being put in the box and with some further evidence, in addition to buttressing what they have said in the affidavit, then I'm sure that the defense will have a tough time getting the bail for Teesta on Monday. I believe the bail application is there on Monday, up for hearing. So this is, very, very clear that the Supreme Court has perforated through the defense at that time itself when they made that statement. Very, very bold statement the Supreme Court made very openly. Usually the court shies away from making these kind of observations, but it did so. That means it was extremely exasperated at that. And obviously all of these evidences that you pointed out must be there before them. And they have said that 16 years is too long. And all of this seems to be a perfect conspiracy to nail the then chief minister and then continuing this for so long. That is the reason why they came out with what they came out, those strong observations, which further led to, more trouble for Teesta Setalvad. And I don't see those.
No, but how do you respond to what the Congress is saying that these are mere allegations by the SIT? The SIT, of course, is appointed by the state government. This is an attempt to whitewash.
Well, Congress is used to making those kind of statements, especially when, a celebrity's son gets arrested. Then we all say that it's political maneuvering.
Okay.
Then when Teesta Setalvad gets arrested, it's witch hunt.
Shameless.
Then and all of those things. But I don't want to get into what Congress has to say. They're entitled to say what they wish to say. Okay. And I'm not here for any party.
Okay.
I'm here for the fact that if there's a
one
fact,
second, Touseef, one second. Ajay Umart is also waiting after. One second, I want to go to Ajay Umart. He's been waiting patiently. One thing, Ajay Umart. 1 second, Touseef, please. All right, we don't have Ajay Umart. Okay, let me bring in Shehzad then. Again, the role
Please
of...
ask this question.
One second. I will. Let me ask the questions, please. Sir, please.
Was rewarded with a diplomatic assignment.
Let me ask the questions. Thank you. The SIT has also told court that Teesta's meetings with two police persons, Mr. R.B. Srikumar, then ADGP, and Mr. Sanjeev Bhatt, who was the DCI of the State Intelligence Bureau, both of whom had no work pertaining to relief work post the 2002 riots. So why was she meeting them then?
Exactly. And Zaka, this is still an SIT Gujarat which has submitted something on affidavit which is anyways considered, if they lie, they have to pay a penalty. But let's leave this aside. I am going to the Supreme Court verdict and I want to just read out one line from there. Mr. R.B. Srikumar, in the later affidavits commenting about the functioning of the administration, must be viewed in the context of his denial of career opportunities. Before that, it says about Teesta Setalvad, for reasons best known to her and out of vengeance, was interested in continuing with her tirade and persecution on the basis of unsubstantiated allegations in the complaint in the name of the quest for justice, with a real purpose to keep the pot boiling and to politicize the crime. Apart from that, in the Sanjeev Bhatt Supreme Court case, Supreme Court says that this entire is an attempt to influence the court through politics and activism with rival political parties. This is also in Supreme Court. Then there was one so-called favorite journalist of these people. Her favorite book of that favorite journalist was dismissed by saying by the Supreme Court that it has no evidentiary value whatsoever. Finally, let's come to the SIT Gujarat. Now, the SIT Gujarat says a very important thing. In the Haren Pandya case, she lands up, tries to tell the father of Haren Pandya, please sign this. And he says no, because there were innocent people trying to be implicated. Mr. Touseef may have 10 problems with me, but the fact of the matter is that the original SIT, which was constituted by Supreme Court, its closure report was confirmed by trial court, by High Court, by Supreme Court. The Gujarat government said, go ahead and make the SIT, we have no objections. So how can you now today come and say that the Supreme Court is also fixed? This is point number one. Point number two. Today, the Congress party must tell us that the Teesta files have opened up. I'll tell you some more payouts that were done. She was given funds from the central ministry by Kapil Sibal by breaking the rules. The MHRD gave her funds for that. She was given other funds which was taken in the name of Gujarat riot victims, and she misused it for champagne and chocolates. There's a case going on to that as well.